we have you next. Yes.
Good
Hi.
morning.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise, Leah. Nice to meet you too. Hi, everyone.
So Nitin, tell us a little bit about yourself and your background.
Absolutely. So, hi, folks. I'm Nitin Raina. I'm joining from not so cold Greater Chicago area. I'm based in Illinois, and I'm the CISO for ThoughtWorks. ThoughtWorks is a software consulting professional services firm. So, been with the firm for 12 years, a long time to be related to a company and in the security, field. But I'm really, really glad. I've been overall just, briefly talking about myself, spent close to 24, 25 years in the industry. And last, I would say 8 years or so has been primarily on security, so cyber, information security, product security, all of that. And yeah, I'm also part of the Purple Book community chapter, and yeah, super excited to be here.
Excellent. So Nitin, of the topics that they'll be discussing in depth this week at the Cyber Dialogue in Davos, which topics are near and dear to you of interest?
So a couple of them, right? Which really stand out for me, and obviously as a CISO, I am in front of the board of directors, a couple of times in a year. So how you communicate to the board in a meaningful, in a relatable manner, that's one which is very near to me. So I think it's called as a board engagement session. The other one, which I could relate to what Les was saying. Being a software, company, we have to do lots around securing supply chain, software supply chain. So that's very close to me as well. The trends, how, products, how tools, technologies, all of that are working towards ensuring the end product is secure is so crucial. Gone are those days when you only talk about, hey, this process needs to be fixed. No, you have to look at your dependencies, libraries. People never thought about those things. So that's one which really caught my attention. And the third, which is very dear to me, Leah, is how you grow the cyber workforce and capacity. Because, I keep hearing all the time, there are like 2 million jobs here, 3 million jobs there. You still don't have people who understand how to marry cyber, business, operations, all of this together. It's very difficult for a lot of people. So getting the right talent, building the right talent. I'm a huge advocate. I have a close to 40 odd member team. It's a large team, but I have people who have been technologists, who have been designers, who have been architects, who have even been a business analyst, whom we have moved into security with training, with certification, with on the job work. And that's a topic which is very dear to me, Leah, if I could say that.
No, thank you for sharing. I love that you said not just getting the talent, but building them, right? That is critical. And so when you look at, this year, we're still early on January, what are some of the major trends that you see coming in the next 12 months here?
So two, I've been, a lot of people, a lot of panelists, a lot of people on the call have mentioned a few things. So I don't want to repeat, zero trust. Like I actually call it adaptive trust. I don't like the word zero. So, quote me on that if you want. But there are two which I want to highlight. One is the hybrid working. So a lot of us, I'm super happy being at home. I work 12 hours, 11 hours, much more productive. So the form of remote working, hybrid working is not going to go away, period, right? So how do we emphasize the need to embed cybersecurity needs with remote workers? So that is only going to get more and more attention. So organizations similar to ours, tech companies, non-tech companies, everybody is looking at how they can, secure the home networks. Can you bring in a view of SASE and VPNs to the next stage, right? How do you, I wouldn't use the word prohibit, but you allow people to use personal computers in the right way, right? So you can access something which is not very confidential and critical, but you can still do your basic calendar check, for example. So hybrid working in a secure way is something which I think will need more time and attention even in 2023 and beyond, because it's still developing, right? Post-COVID, a lot of people have come back and said, we can do this, we can do that, but the domain is still maturing. So that's one that I would quote. The second one, which is again very close to me, is the role of building a security-aware culture. People are still the weakest link in those. It's not about tech. I keep telling people I'm a technologist myself, so sorry to say this, but it is about people. How do I get my developers to not check in a secret? How do I get my infrastructure people to not spin up an AWS instance with open vulnerable ports? So building that security aware culture, I'm not talking about your typical people person and going through a phishing attempt and leading something which sharing some secrets, but I'm talking about your techies as well. A lot of us are humans at the end. Everybody is a human, so we make mistakes. How do you enable, how do you grow, how do you build that security aware culture in your organization in a consistent way? Because I think somebody said, I believe a gentleman right at the start, I think it was George, we're not getting a lot of additions in our budgets. We will add people, we will add technologies and tools, but we will need to transform and change the way organizations work, because we want the devs, the techies, the finance people, everybody to actually embrace security. So that will be the two things which I will highlight. There are a bunch of other things, but I think I would leave that to my fellow peers to share.
No, thank you so much, Nitin, for joining us from your not so cold Chicago. And I'm going to be curious on following your trend around how do we bring in more personal devices in the workforce, because that I don't know if I'm there yet on the mindset, but maybe you can convince us.
I would love to do that. Thank you very much, folks. Thank you.
Leah. Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm calling from a very rainy Atlanta today.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, thank you for joining us today. So Maria, for those who don't know you, can you just introduce yourself and give us a little bit of background on yourself?
Yes, of course. I'm a long-term IBMer. Right now, I'm responsible for the cloud native implementations across different cloud service providers. I have a lot of experience in the data space, structured and unstructured, that culminated with me being part of IBM Watson and learning how to apply artificial intelligence. And in the last 6-7 years, I've been building DevSecOps projects from scratch, DevSecOps and data protection programs from scratch as part of the digital transformation.
Excellent. No, thank you for sharing the work that you're doing at IBM. In terms of the topics that and conversations that they'll be having this week in Davos, what are some of those that are really important to you?
So originally, I was not sure what more I can add to the predictions of the Forresters, Gartners of the world, the big fours. IBM Security has a lot of predictions and trends for 2023. These are all the things that keep us up at night, right? Common problems. Our dialogue today has very similar streams, very well formulated. We are talking about the cyber war, AIM, zero trust, security, securing critical infrastructure, applications, data security, IoT devices that handle data that may not be properly secured or managed at the edge. So all of those things. Of course, my perspective, though, is a little bit more practical. I'm a digital transformation leader, so I always try to view the cybersecurity through the lens of the digital transformation. So yes, we have increased cyber events. We need more security talent, but hey, we also have a huge increase of what we're required to do. We work from home. We collect more sensitive data because of the direct contact with our customers. We deliver software much more rapidly to the field. So what does this mean to us in 2023? What do we need to get it right? So the premise of my trends are the new requirements for the digitalization. And so I have a couple of items that we kind of gotta get right. We need to secure our software supply chain. That's kind of a number one on my list. We need to keep building our zero trust implementations and building it right. No less trust, building it right? Including all of the application data sites, identity management within the way we build opposite of the castle and moat traditional model. I also believe that this data-centric security and privacy will be the foundation of how the businesses are going to run, and they're building their brands and they're going to be engaging with their customers. And of course, the last topic that came up in the previous speakers as well is skills and trainings. This is another big area, but the skills and the training, we can never hire enough cybersecurity professionals. That's why I view the skills and the training in terms of building a culture, creating those partnerships in terms of security across the entire company. So these are my 4 elements, and my choice to resolve them or to provide a solution to them is to kind of opt out for this advanced innovation that we have. Come on. I mean, we can ask our hackers, or we cannot afford the hackers to be more innovative than us, right? So in 2020, I had a session on AI, how to use AI for DevSecOps toolchain, inside of the toolchain, and what are the benefits for that. 2021, I presented on zero trust and DevSecOps. In 2022, I presented the DevSecOps and blockchain. In multiple sessions I had throughout on data privacy and AI, the digital trust in the time of data explosion. So these are my kind of a primarily topic and areas of where I'm looking to learn more and collaborate across the globe.
Well, excellent. I love that you shared it from your digital transformation perspective. I think it's always good to get the different perspectives, and very much looking forward to seeing you present this year and what you'll be sharing beyond those other sessions in the last couple of years that you've spoke about. So thank you for joining and being here with us today.
Thank you very much. And I also want to thank all of the organizers for the excellent organization and the opportunity to share, to open the conversation.
Excellent. Thank you, Maria.